Hi everyone, today I'm going to be colouring this dome from Johanna Basford's Flourish book, and I'm decided to colour it in gold, so I thought I would have a go at showing you how to do it so you could have a go as well. Gold metallics are quite tricky. Now what I do when I start any metallic drawing is I have a look at it and I think about where I want the light to shine. I'll show you this one here that I've done. I've got a tutorial on this pot here. I decided the light would be right down the middle, and I did a similar thing over here with these two, so the light's down the middle here and down the middle of this silver one here. So for this dome I would need to be down the middle as well to sort of match up, but what I've decided is I'm going to do this sort of central area here in the light a bit, because it's going to be a little bit darker probably at the bottom and particularly at the top where there's going to be a bit of shadow from this ball here, and also these two each side, which I will do the same, not on camera but I will do them to match. They slightly go in at the bottom, so there's going to be more shadow under there and I want them to all match up. So I'm going to start off with my darkest brown. Now I'm using Polychromos Pencils. This is my Umber, which is number 280. I should put all the pencil numbers in the description for you. So this is my darkest brown, so I'm going to start with that and do my shadow. So I'm going to do a line of shadow under here. Now as you can see, I'm not pressing massively hard. With the Polychromos, well, with any pencils actually, I like to layer them up. So I like to start with just a soft layer and then I can always add more. It's very hard to take away. You can use a rubber and try and rub it out, but it isn't that easy. It's much easier to just slowly build it up. And then I'm going to do some dark here at the top as well under this this sort of round ball. I haven't decided what I'm going to do that. I might do that silver, just make it look a bit different. So I think there's going to be quite a lot of shadow under there. And it would also help the ball to look more spherical once I colour it if there's the shadow underneath. Now because the light's going to be here in the middle, there's also going to be some dark on each side. So I'm just going to take the brown down along this edge, but you see I'm just doing it ever so gently. I'm not pressing too hard. I'm quite happy to go back in later and add some more, but at this stage I don't want to layer it on too thickly. And then the same around this side on this edge. I'm going to keep this one fairly symmetrical if I can. And what I tend to do is a little bit darker right near the outside and then reduce the pressure towards the centre so that it fades out, and that helps it to blend into the next colour. And do the same here, just a little bit more darker on the outside and then less. And at the bottom here I've got quite a dark layer, so I'm just going to take a bit of lighter brown, lighter pressure further up. There we go, and I'm quite happy with that for my initial start. So I'm going to move on to my next colour. Now my next colour I have chosen is the brown ochre, which is number 182, and I'm going to go right over the top of the dark colour that I've already put down with this one with a fairly hard pressure, and then lighten it up as I come out away from that area that I've already coloured, and do the same at the bottom. So come up at the top, come up towards the top gently and move all the way along and then towards the edge. So I'm not being massively fussy about making it completely symmetrical, but I want it to be fairly even. So just occasionally glance over to the other side to make sure it's all matching up. And there we are at the top. Okay, now my next colour is green gold. And this time I'm not going to go all the way back over the very dark. I'm going to start roughly where the previous lighter brown was. Now as you can see I'm ignoring the sort of stripes on the tower. I've decided to just not do much with those. Just keep it quite a simple, shiny gold design. As you can see, what I'm doing is it's a bit harder pressure on top of where that previous brown was, but I'm starting to bring it in just nice and lightly. I just want it to, the reason you do it lightly is so that it can blend into the next colour. Now my next yellow is it's called light yellow ochre, so it's still one of the browner yellows in the Polychromos set, and I find it works well as the next colour. I'm just doing exactly the same thing again, going over the top of a little area of the previous colour and then just bringing a bit more in. Now I don't want to go too far in. You see there's a fair bit of white at the moment. I want my final colour is light cadmium yellow, so that is from the sort of yellow section on the brown yellowy section, but I'm not going to cover every piece of white. I'm going to still leave a little bit of white right in the centre, and that really helps give the impression of shine. I hope you can see that in the picture. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back over all of it in this yellow, just to blend it all together, and I'll have a look at it and think about whether I want to darken up any of the layers. Now I'm not pressing massively hard. If you press too hard, you'll burnish it into the paper, which means you'll press it right down into the paper and you won't be able to add any more layers of colour. And at this point I'm not entirely sure that I'm quite finished. I've decided that I'm going to go in with a bit more of the dark colour. So I'm picking up this burnt umber again. This is the darkest one. I'm just going to add a touch more to darken up this top bit first. It looked quite dark when we first put it on, but now all the other colours are there, I don't feel it looks shadowy enough, so I've just added a bit more. I'm going to go along this edge a bit more too. Just bring it gently in, just a little bit further than it was before. But as you can see, I'm just building up very gentle light layers of colour. Don't want to go too much, do too much. And then the same on this side. Gently up towards the top. Now the bottom, if you can see, it hasn't blended, I haven't blended it in that well, so I'm going to just not do any more near the very bottom, but just blend it up a little bit more. And basically you can keep playing around with it until it's the shade that you like. So if you darken it up, it looks more of a sort of antique gold colour, or if you leave it quite pale, it looks sort of newer somehow. Now sometimes you can add a few other colours as well to the gold to make it sort of stand out and look more gold, or like it's reflecting a different colour. But I'm just going to keep with these basic simple colours on this one. I think it's coming out quite well. I'm quite happy with it anyway. So I'm just adding at the moment, I didn't tell you, I'm sorry, I picked up the green gold just to try and blend in those extra layers of the dark colour that I'd picked, the darkest colour that I picked up there. And there we go. I think I'm happy and that's done. So you can see it looks quite shiny, looks quite gold, and it sort of fits in with these other metallics that I've done in the picture as well. So I hope you enjoy that. Now I'm going to do the other two as well in the same way, and probably do this bit in a silver. So I hope you enjoyed that video and I hope it helped. Thank you for watching.